Hi everyone, welcome back to Elvis Presley Past, Present and Future for yet another week on our Elvis journey. This week, as promised, I am finishing off 1973. And there are a few things that happened in Elvis's personal life and also a very weird closing night of his Vegas run. So I have all that information for you today. Also, at the top of the video, I would like to make a huge shout out to my dear friend Denise, who has helped me this week in getting together a lot of the information. So she did an absolutely fabulous job. So thank you very much, Denise. Love you, girl. So let us get back into our conclusion of 1973. Elvis was on his way to attending the Kempo Karate Championships at the request of Sensei Ed Parker. But when Elvis realizes his name has been used to promote the event, him and his entourage turn around and head home. Also, around the same time, Priscilla reopens the divorce, having been assured she can get a larger settlement than the one agreed upon. Elvis becomes convinced that his former karate instructor, Mike Stone, is the man now sleeping with Priscilla and is wanting to have him killed. Michael Stone, born June 29, 1943, is an American martial artist, retired karate fighter, fight choreographer, stuntman, actor, author, and motivated speaker. Grabbing an M16 rifle from the closet and handing it to Red West, he orders Red to go to Los Angeles and kill Stone, saying, "He has no right to live, Red. Find someone, anybody, just somebody to wipe him out." Red agrees in order to calm him down. After talking to a mutual friend, actor Robert Conrad, Red decides to wait this storm out. When a few days later, he informs Elvis that such a job would cost around $10,000. Elvis lets the matter drop. The Colonel and Vernon plead with Los Angeles lawyer Ed Hookstratton to look into Elvis's prescription drug use and identify his main suppliers. With Elvis unwilling to cooperate, however, the investigation dies a slow death. Elvis goes back to the Vegas Hilton for another engagement. He played to a packed house of 2,200 each performance. This session was August 6 to September 3, 1973. It was Las Vegas season number 9. There isn't all that much information out there regarding this engagement. What we do know, however, is that for this opening show, Elvis wore the American Eagle suit with the blue cape. He wore a lot of his previously worn suits again for this engagement, and he also introduced the greatest number of new jumpsuits so far, with each one of them more bejeweled than the last. He introduced the white Spanish flower suit, which was a white jumpsuit with Spanish floral pattern, similar pattern as on the 3-piece Spanish flower suit from 72. The jumpsuit has this flower-like pattern on the upper body, front and back, the outside of the sleeves and pant legs all the way down on each side of the green-lined kick pleats. The pattern goes in different directions and is made of small gold colour ball studs, which make the pattern of the trunk and the tree branches. Inside and outside of these are transparent blue and green rhinestones in different sizes. The matching cape is white on the outside and it's the same pattern, made of the same studs and rhinestones as the suit, and his inside is lined with green fabric. The belt was the original Spanish flower belt. This was worn during the 1973 August-September Las Vegas engagement, and he wore it again on his 1974 January-February Vegas engagement. Elvis used the belt of this suit with the peacock suit during his 1974 May tour. For some reason, this suit is often confused with the blue rain suit. They both have big blue stones on them, so they do look similar when looking at them from a distance. But they do have some major differences also. For example, the belts are very different, and that is one good way to tell them apart. There are also two black versions made of this suit. One was the Spanish flower with blue-green stones, and the other one was the Spanish flower with red stones. He also introduced the blue starburst suit to this engagement. The other name for this suit was the blue target suit. It was a white jumpsuit with a similar pattern as on the orange starburst jumpsuit, only with less costume jewels. The pattern resembles a star explosion and is on the chest and the back. The outside of the sleeves with beams going in all directions, made of transparent blue and blue rhinestones, gold-coloured round studs in different sizes. There are similar patterns on the collar and outside of the pant legs, and one at the top of the blue kickline pleat. The matching cape is white outside and has a large star pattern made of the same studs and rhinestones as the suit, and inside it is lined with blue fabric. The belt was the original blue starburst belt. Elvis wore the suit for the first time during his Las Vegas engagement of August and September. He also introduced the aqua blue vine suit. It was also called the turquoise flower suit, the aqua blue vine suit, the light blue flower suit. So that one had lots of names. It was a white jumpsuit with a floral or plant pattern around the upper body, the collar, the back, on the outside of the sleeves, and on the pant legs, all the way down each side of the kick plates, which are lined in a turquoise blue fabric. The stalk pattern is made with gold-coloured ball studs. The leaf pattern is made by oval studs, and the aqua blue rhinestones make the flower pattern. The matching cape is white on the outside, with the same pattern around the edges and towards the middle. The inside is lined with a turquoise blue fabric. He wore the original turquoise belt with this suit. Elvis first wore this suit during the 1973 August-September Vegas stand. After that, it was worn a few times in 1974, most notably during his famous March tour. Also, a counterpart was made, the gold vine. It had the same design as this one, only the big stones were differently coloured and the belt was different. The 1973 gold vine suit was used by Elvis in Vegas only in August 73 and in January 74. Today, this suit is on display at Graceland. At the end of 2007, the Aquavine suit was sold from one private collector to another on eBay for $210,000 US. The most beloved of all his jumpsuits was the Arabian suit. It was also called the kitchen sink suit and the Memphis suit. It was a white jumpsuit with matching red lined cape with an original Arabian belt. This suit was done with the last pieces of material the designers had. Elvis needed a suit in a rush. When the suit was finished, they nicknamed the suit the kitchen sink suit, as they used everything they had for the suit except the kitchen sink. Elvis first started wearing this suit at the end of his 1973 August-September Las Vegas engagement. After that, he wore it again the first months of 1974. Most notably, he wore it during his famous Memphis concert of March 20th, 1974. That is also where the fans got the nickname for the suit, the Memphis suit. The final suit he introduced for this engagement was the lava suit. The other name for this suit was the amber suit. It was a white jumpsuit with matching tiger-lined cape. The original lava belt was also worn with this suit. It was a suit of which very few photographs of Elvis wearing it has surfaced. This suit was worn during the 1973 August-September Las Vegas engagement. Elvis probably wore it also during the 1974 January-February Las Vegas engagement. The cape that is made for this suit had a tiger lining, which is very unusual. Usually the capes had a single one-colour lining on them. And there's the cape for the lava suit. Closing night, September 3, 1973. The closing show. It is now considered by many as the most remarkable and unusual concert that Elvis ever performed. Elvis wore the Arabian suit for this closing night. There is no doubt that this specific Las Vegas date and this concert are incredibly important in Elvis history. At the end of his 9th Vegas season, Elvis's emotions were a mess of contradictions. By 1971, Elvis was already bored with the Las Vegas routine. So here, in 1973, Elvis was extremely happy to be at the end of his 58-date season. Demonstrating his very playful mood, Elvis had even lined up a bed to be pushed on stage for What Now My Love. Elvis enters the stage on the back of his aide, Lamar Fike, while another picture shows him with a plush monkey on his back. Could this be Elvis having the Colonel on his mind? The monkey on his back? Who knows? Who knows? Elvis was still in his final night mood and had some surprises planned. Elvis jazzes up Fever very playfully, teasing the Sweets, who purr in reply like cats. Elvis says, "I'm allergic to cats," and also tells his own shaking legs, "Cool it, you fools." At this point, the lights went down and a bed was rolled onto the stage, letting Elvis sing an impassioned What Now My Love lying on the bed. Elvis was also making some suggestive movements with his microphone. But the final half of the song becomes serious and gets the regular power ending. Elvis was also in a foul mood this evening with the Hilton because they were threatening to sack employee Mario, who had befriended Elvis. At this point, Elvis begins by announcing that the gold chain around his neck was given to him in thanks by the Hilton, but then starts telling off the management for trying to fire his waiter friend Mario. He says that Mario needs a job, and I think the Hilton is bigger than that. At Love Me Tender, the weirdness truly starts, with Elvis changing the words and making his real feelings felt. During the song, he sings, "Adios, you mother, bye-bye, Colonel 2, to hell with the Hilton Hotel, and screw the showroom too." So he sang that to the words of Love Me Tender. So with all these weird emotions, and with Colonel Parker in the audience, Elvis puts on a twisted show, wearing his mood on his sleeve. This is absolutely not the routine of Aloha, just 8 months before. This is more like a token taste of Desert Storm. After the show, where the Colonel had just witnessed him say "to hell with Hilton Hotel" on stage, Elvis would confront the old man. And in the presence of the Memphis Mafia, he would shout at Colonel Parker, eventually telling him that he was fired. Parker responded with, "You can't fire me. I quit." This is the moment that Elvis really should have followed through by saying "Adios, Las Vegas," and "Bye-bye, Colonel," too. Sadly, this never happened. Unfortunately, Elvis's main failing was to have his father, a man who had never finished high school, as his accountant. Any other advisor would have seen through Colonel Parker's dirty tricks, and then history would have been very different. "You Gave Me a Mountain" is also fine. Elvis does a great rendition of this in his concert. He does, however, have a swipe at the Hilton Hotel while he's singing it. He sings, "The sound system of this hotel ain't worth a damn." Elvis teases the crowd with, "I'd like to do a medley of Spanish folk songs for you," adding the start of Guadalajara, which gets a paltry applause. The audience, understandably, just don't know what to make of this. The audience was half hypnotized, half screaming. This is a great insight as to what it was like to experience this strange show. The weirdest moment of the show is next, when the band starts playing "Suspicious Minds," while Elvis deliberately sings the lyrics of "Bridge Over Troubled Water." It is totally surreal and obviously pre-planned. Elvis is clearly enjoying the joke, and the audience must be wondering what on earth was going on. The Colonel must have been fuming. Elvis keeps it going for nearly a minute before saying to the band, "Wait a minute, you don't know what you're doing. Hold the show, cut." Elvis then continues with the real "Bridge Over Troubled Water," but someone shouts from the audience, and Elvis loses where he is in the song. Elvis says, "What's the words? Give me the words." The whole band and showroom stand up and sing the lyrics back to Elvis. It is extraordinary, with Elvis laughing. He said, "Oh, that's nice. Listen, the Ted Mack Amateur Hour." "I Can't Stop Loving You" again shows Elvis really singing his heart out, adding a full power ending. But he then gets annoyed by the audience's lack of applause. Because of this, the following American trilogy, instead of "I Wish I Was in a Land of Cotton," he sings he wishes he was in Disneyland. After trilogy, he said, "We kid a lot and we have a lot of fun, but we really love to sing and play music and entertain people. That's the name of the game. As long as I can do that, I'll be a happy old son of a bitch." His angry mood continues. The next song is dedicated to the hierarchy and staff of the Hilton Hotel. Elvis then defiantly and ferociously asserts, "I'm the king of the jungle." There's no doubt he's warning everyone not to mess with him. "How Great Thou Art," one of Elvis's most sincere performances, got the ovation it deserved and prompted Elvis to do 2 reprises. As he said, "Yeah, baby, I like that. Want to do it again? Whenever. I don't care. I'll sing it all night." His low opinion of the Hilton audience is still apparent, though, as he also adds, "You're very nice. I'm glad you finally showed some appreciation for something." He's in a mood, isn't he? As in most closing nights, Elvis had kept "Can't Help Falling in Love" for his final song. The band takes it home, and he was gone, hopefully saying goodbye to Las Vegas and firing the Colonel, but it was never to be. After the show, Elvis would take 5 months holiday before touring again. Unfortunately, it would once again be back with the Colonel and his manager, and once again back at the Hilton Hotel. The only change would be that Elvis's seasons would be restricted for 2 weeks from then on. The next night, September 4, 1973, Elvis and his girlfriend Linda Thompson attend Tom Jones's show at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Elvis made a short appearance on stage at Tom's invitation. Tom Jones says he was once left shocked when he found Elvis's gun in his dressing room lavatory. The veteran singer struck up a close friendship with Elvis, and they would often spend time together when they were in the same city on tour. But on this occasion, after Tom appeared at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, he was stunned to find a silver-plated Colt .45 automatic pistol on his toilet cistern after Elvis had used the bathroom. Tom tried discreetly to hand it back, only to see Elvis shrug off the incident. Tom says, "I wrapped it up in this towel. I took it out and said very quietly, Elvis, you left your gun in the toilet." And Elvis just goes, "Oh, hell, man, my 45, and stuck it in his belt. Tom said, "I was trying to be very discreet about the whole thing," but he couldn't have cared less. On October 9, 1973, the day Elvis and Priscilla became officially divorced. They granted Priscilla ownership of a 1971 Mercedes-Benz, a 1969 Cadillac Eldorado, and a 71 Harley-Davidson motorcycle, in addition to $100,000 in cash and half of the income from the sale of their 3 houses in California. Sonny West recalls that Priscilla was not to use the Presley name. It was a condition in the divorce decree. According to Elvis, she was forbidden to use the name Presley for a career name in the entertainment business. Priscilla was quick to take back her maiden name. However, that all changed after Elvis's death 4 years later. Now, this channel stays neutral. There are Priscilla lovers, there are Priscilla haters. I get that. Whether it was verbally said by Elvis to Priscilla, we will never know. Because there is not a document. I mean, that is part of the divorce decree right there. But I have seen the divorce decree and there is no mention of her not using the Presley name. But, like I said, who knows? Maybe she did take the Presley name to better herself. I mean, would she be as well known as she is if she didn't? If she stuck to Baloo? Would she be as famous as she is? Or did she go back to the Presley name to gain an advantage? Who knows? These documents were signed at the Los Angeles Superior Court in Santa Monica. Elvis's former bodyguards took the issue with the media references to Priscilla as the rock and roll icon's widow. They argued that she embraced the label deliberately for the purpose of self-promotion. They had been divorced for almost 4 years when he died, Red said, so she was hardly a widow. Red pointed out, but it's a label that has benefited Priscilla greatly. That is another bone of contention. You know. But she definitely was not his widow. Definitely. She was his ex-wife. The Times newspaper reported the next day Elvis and Priscilla had emerged from the courthouse arm in arm, and Elvis gave his wife a friendly kiss before driving off. Former Los Angeles Times photographer George Fry captured exclusive images of Elvis and Priscilla leaving arm in arm out of the courthouse. They continued to be close friends through Elvis. Though Elvis and Priscilla have joint custody of Lisa Marie, there will be no formal schedule of visitation for Elvis, and he and his daughter will spend time together regularly. Did Priscilla ever want to reunite with Elvis after the divorce? These are questions that I've just grabbed. Answer, she said no, but she wanted a separation. Elvis filed for the divorce. She changed her response later and said that Elvis did want to get back with her. However, in a letter from Vernon Presley answering that concern about Elvis's health and wondering about Priscilla, Vernon stated Elvis did not want Priscilla back. In November of 1973, Elvis was admitted to Baptist Memorial Hospital for 18 days. It was reported Elvis was admitted to the hospital for pneumonia, pleurisy, hepatitis, and an enlarged colon. Elvis used prescription drugs to be able to fight through all the pain. Linda stayed with him in the same room. The hospital bent the rules and supplied her with a cot. Linda said, "One morning at around 7 a.m, we were lying in bed and I felt something wasn't right. His breathing was strange. I shook him and I said, 'Honey, are you okay?' And he said, 'I can't breathe.' He had pneumonia." Linda said, "I called for the nurse and she brought some oxygen over and we had to rush him to the hospital. I stayed with him for 2.5 weeks. Whenever he went to the hospital, I went to the hospital. So it was basically when I was in the hospital, when he was in the hospital, I was in the hospital. Elvis needed more love and care than anyone I've ever met. Probably more than anybody in this whole world. Because he was who he was and what he was, and yet he had come from obscurity, from Tupelo, Mississippi, and poor parents. And he did enjoy having a mother image around him. But I think it's wonderful if you can be all things to each other. And he and I were. He called me Mummy. And he was like my father at times. And we were like brother and sister at times. And we were like lovers at times. It was full. It was a rich relationship for a long time. We didn't need anybody else, really. I truly, truly loved him. And I wouldn't have cared if he were a John Doe. I loved him as a human soul. Elvis was a really wonderful person. We often thought it would be fun just to go away and live in a little shack on a farm and just forget fame and fortune and all the craziness that went with it. December 12, 1973, Elvis was on his third night of recording at Stax Records in Memphis. He was at Stax earlier that year in July and wasn't really interested in being there to record anything. So this session was continued in December, starting on December 9 in 73. Elvis recorded 4 songs brought to him by his vocal group Voice. During that December session, Elvis recorded 18 songs. In July and December 73, Elvis recorded 3 albums at Stax: Raised on Rock, Good Times, and Promised Land. Elvis received a cross as a gift from Linda Thompson for Christmas in 1973. Elvis wore it on stage in 1974, and he wore it up until November of 1976. There he is, wearing it right there. Now, the choice of music that I have selected for you today is a bit unusual. It is snippets of this final night of this 73 session, where you can hear Elvis ranting, where you can hear him saying, you know, the things that he said. So I just sort of play you little bits of Elvis that night, whether he was in a joyful mood, whether he was in his angry mood. I just thought you guys might like to hear that for yourselves. This is available on CD, this whole concert. So if you wanted to get this concert, go right ahead. But let me have a look here and tell me what you think about Elvis and his moods. Enjoy.
For it's there that I belong, and we'll never part. Adios, you mother. Bye-bye, Papa, too. To hell with to Hilton Hotel. Showroom, too. Love me tender, love me dear. To hell with to Hilton Hotel. Showroom, too.
So there you go. That is that little piece. I have another.
Thank you very much. I like this song. Ladies and gentlemen, this chain I have around my neck here was given to me last night by the hotel, the Hilton Hotel. And thank you. It has my initials here, and it just is a favor for doing a third show last night. And there's a guy here that works in an Italian restaurant. His name is Mario. And these people are getting ready to fire him as soon as I leave. And I don't want him to go. I think he needs a job. And I think the Hiltons are bigger than that. You know. No disrespect, I just want to wake up Conrad and tell him about Mario's job, that's all. Mr. Train.
That is the end of that one. I have another one here as well.
'Cause honey, you know how I hate this damn song. I really do. They say, yeah, yeah, we're caught in a trap. I can't walk out.
And there is one more, which is this one.
This next song is dedicated to the hierarchy, the staff of the Hilton Hotel. I'm the king of the jungle, they call me Tiger Man. I'm the king of the jungle, they call me Tiger Man. If you cross my path, you take your own life in your hand.
So, what is it that you feel was the problem? Was it always just being in a jovial mood? He wasn't happy with Mario going to get the sack. He put the Colonel in the firing line by telling him goodbye in his song, and then firing him after that concert. Was it the drugs? Then again, Elvis was human. He showed every emotion just like we do. Was he trying to make a point that he can't be shoved around anymore? He was sick of doing Vegas. He wanted to stop. We will never know. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Again, thank you, Denise, for your information or your input into this episode. We will be back again next week, and we'll be starting 1974. So guys, you all take care. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. It is free. And don't forget to comment. I do read every single one of your comments. Be good to each other. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye.